Hi, you guys. It's your favorite, Tiara, and I am back. And this video is going to be a little different, okay? So, just as a warning, this video does involve conversations about magic, spell work, however you want to put it. So, if you are not comfortable discussing these topics, you don't believe in it, I'm going to suggest that you please click off the video now, okay? All right. So if you're still here, I'm assuming that you are into this kind of content. So thank you for watching. Please make sure you are subscribed. Thank you to my subscribers and my new subscribers returning. Please also like and share the video. Okay. So this specific video is going to be about freezer spells. And I'm going to start off with what a freezer spell is, what it does, and then we're going to go into why am I talking about it now. Okay? So, first, let's start. What exactly is a freezer spell? A freezer spell is a practice designed to halt, bind, or chill out a person's hostile behavior. Okay? And that is directly from Google. Okay? So, basically, if someone has bad energy towards you, you can bind them away from you. Now, I have heard of practitioners who use freezer spells to bind things to them. I have tried that. In my opinion, I've been doing spell work for 10 plus years at this point. In my opinion, freezer spells are best used for protection and banishing, or like keeping something at bay, keeping something away from you, protecting your aura, right? It is a practice that is reactive instead of proactive, okay? So if you're doing a freezer spell, you probably already in the middle of a spiritual war. So let me just confirm that for you. Because if you weren't, you would only be focused on things that were proactive and not reactive. All right. So the fact that you even Ace of Swords came out, thank you, Spirit. The fact that you are even thinking about doing the freezer spell tells me everything that I need to know. Okay, if that's you. I don't know who that was for. But anyway, I want to talk about a freezer spell because I want to give you an example of why they are so relevant and why I think, freezer spells are the some of the easiest spells you're going to do ever in your life. So for a freezer spell, all you need is a Ziploc bag, a piece of paper for your petition or your prayer or your intention, a pen to write it, and water. That is it. You can just use your sink water. So to keep something at bay, to bind something away from you, to prevent someone else's energy from leaking into yours, what you're going to do is take a piece of paper, write down your target's name, write down your intention, what they did, why, whatever you feel like you need to put. But I always put, you know, this person did this and this is how it affected me. I tell spirit the story because I'm petitioning my case, right? I'm going to the spiritual courts and I'm petitioning, saying, this person has been doing this to me. Keep this away from me. I'm not saying punish this person. Now, I can and I have. But in this instance, that's not what this is about. This is strictly about protection work and not no get back, nothing like that. So we're not even going to go into that. If you want to go that deep, we can talk one on one, okay? So hold on, let me plug this in right quick. All right. So where was I? Hold up. Yeah, freezer spell. A freezer spell, I like it because it's, these things are available in your kitchen. You don't need to go buy anything. You don't need a candle. You don't need to spend no extra money because I know y'all got a little bag or something sitting around the house that you can put in the freezer. Okay? Very simple, very easy, super potent. Now, like I said, you can add other things, but I only add other things depending on what the intention is, and also if I need another prompt. And when I say needing another prompt, what I mean is that a physical cue that will trigger a certain emotion out of me. So if I need to believe something more, if I need to use something that's going to make me believe that I am more powerful or something can happen, then I will. It's but really we can just use our mental ability to push our intentions through, okay? So, let's get into the story. A couple of weeks ago, I had a session with a client, and this client, she's telling me about, well, wait, let me tell you who the client is first, just by character traits. So, this client, I would consider her on the verge of being a high ticket client, um, really leveling up in life, um, educated, multiple degrees. This is they're in a very competitive field, um, very health conscious, very aware, and very aware of where they're going and what's required of them, in order for them to continue to get better allies and to walk into other rooms. All right. So I think this is important because as you continue to level up in your journey, I think we're all going to kind of like deal with this at some level. And so that's why I'm going to post about this specific example. Okay. So she has a friend who basically really helped her while she was in school. So it's like the friend that went and got a job and she already had the apartment while the girl, only had a dorm room. And so she would always go over there and, the girl looked out for her. Mind you, the girl always being mean, but they were friends. She looked out for her. And so because of that, my client feels some type of like loyalty to her friend because Six of Cups, um, because they're childhood friends, they're familiar, right? It feels like kindred spirits. So it's kind of like, well, I guess I'd rather, stick with a devil that I know, according to her, right? However, over the past few years, this friend's behavior has gotten worse and worse. So, for instance, I'm trying not to tell her business because I don't want her to feel identified. So I'm going to switch up the examples. Okay. And she does not follow my YouTube. I hope she don't find it. But, anyway, um, and let's just say you go to a networking event for like your job or just in your career field, and you're there with other affluent people within your field, and you bring like one of your friends with you who really, you already know they don't know how to act, but you keep banking on them. Like, I'm not trying to tell her, like, girl, the bitch ain't know how to act the last 4 times, and you still bringing her around these. Like, what? Are you not embarrassed yet, babe? But anyway, let her keep going. The girl is getting drunk, acting silly, passing out, you know, talking to people crazy, being rude, being disruptive, being loud, starting arguments. And I mean, this is like, I said to myself, if she was black, they would have kicked her out. But anyway, um, anyway, a black woman would have been aggressive. Like, man, you're gonna have to leave. But anyway, they're just looking at her, right? And eventually, my client picks up on the vibe where it's just like, oh, now people, my peers who I want to respect me, are viewing me. Well, this is her fear anyway. It's what's on her mind. It's her burden. But I think her feelings are accurate based off the readings that I did. um, looking at her like, oh, that's a reflection of you. That's an extension of you. Like how you want to lead us, how you want to come over here with all of us, and we some leaders. And we're some bosses. We would never allow that behavior around us. You can't clean up your own house. You don't have boundaries. You're afraid to lose to use your voice. Why do you belong here? So now they looking at her crazy, right? Because of her friend. So she's starting to pick up on this, right? And I'm just like, well, it's the truth. I mean, why wouldn't they? Why would you continue to invite her? But she keeps doing these things because she doesn't want to walk in a room by herself. She's too afraid to stand there by herself. And I'm just like, well, you went to school by yourself. You took them exams by yourself. You took that whatever you have the bar or whatever. You did that by yourself. What makes you think you need her to walk into this room with you? You the one that's supposed to be doing all the talking, but it's her, the bitch that don't know shit. Like, no. This 11:11 on the clock. I can't make this up. They're looking at her, oh, y'all must be one and the same because why is she, doing all the talking, being rude, being disruptive, asking people personal questions, about their income. And people are like, well, what do you do? She can't answer the question because all you do is stay at home and have babies. And ain't nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that at all. But what I'm saying is, this is specific to her, okay? Specific to her is that she want to check everybody else and what they got going on, but then she has nothing going on. It's the typical dynamic sometimes in friendships where you have one person who's really, really doing it, and you have another friend who's just tagging along. The girl, typical, she want to be an Instagram model, fashion over dressing, oh, bodycon wearing, no style. As long as I can pop these titties up, I look good type of girl. No substance, no real value. Bases her value off the kind of men she can attract, right? Because she ain't got shit. She ain't doing shit. And then with her friend, my client, for example, she's trying to lose weight, lost 10 pounds. And what does her so called friend tell her? Well, you still have 25 more to go. What? Y'all, I want to release my girls from the shackles of friends that don't really like them, from the shackles of friends who are secretly jealous of them and envious and insecure. And I keep telling people, insecure people and jealous people will kill you, okay? They really will. It's dangerous. You have a small disagreement with somebody and you wonder why they just up and ready to fight you. It's because she being has secret animosity. And these are things that, happen in lots of groups of women, different groups. It doesn't matter race. It doesn't matter how you identify, where you from. This is just how it is as humans. This is what people have to deal with. Anyway, the girl is embarrassing. We figure out that yes, people in fact do equate her with you. People in fact are no longer inviting you or taking away their invites because they're afraid that you're going to bring people around who don't know how to act. And mind you, it ain't nothing wrong with I don't want to say it ain't nothing wrong with not knowing how to act, but it's a time and a place. Like if we are at something important, for me, I'm only gonna have like one drink, one glass of wine. And then we're gonna be like, I'm gonna go up to my favorite coworkers and my favorite allies and be like, y'all, let's go 2 blocks over and we're not gonna tell nobody because they're not invited. I wanna let a little loose and I don't want them to see me like that. And even then I'm still gonna be a little bit careful. But as far as being inside the place, no, we're keeping it very cute, very demure. very classy, okay? Especially when I know like my best bitch trying to do her big one. What? Why would you do that? Do you know how important these things are? Like, it's already hard being a woman in certain spaces, and it's even harder being a black woman. And I'm going to say multiracial because she's multiracial. It's hard, being inside of these spaces and just trying to get in the door. So it's just like, and I'm not trying to say like she's trying to be like close to, you know what? I don't need to disclose that here. Let me stop. There was another topic on threads, but anyway, things are hard. Things are difficult. It's not easy to get licenses and certifications and things. These things take time and preparation. Period. And so, yes, licensing, certifications, all that stuff. It's a test of expertise, but it's also a way to gatekeep. And it is what it is. I'm not explaining it any further. Um, but anyway, after readings and really talking, because we want to make sure that what we do is justified, because that's what's going to make the spell work quickly, and it's going to be super effective because it's fair, because it's not something that we're just doing out of spite, out of jealousy, or out of hate. At this point, this is protective because she's starting not to get invited to things. And she's picking up on the energy of, how when a certain group don't want you to come no more, and they'll make an excuse like, oh, actually, I can't go, or we're actually not going to go there. A whole time they still going to go. They just don't want you there. Yeah. Because they're viewing you as one and the same, or a person with no voice and no boundaries. It's like, how you gonna do this for a living, but you can't even speak up for yourself? So it's just like, it's a difference between learning something by book and then, or learning like the theory of something and then actually doing it. And I told her, like, you're in a part of your life now, you gotta actually do it. You passed them books, babe. You gotta show up. It's time to show them what you've been learning over the years. It's time. So anyway, do this freezer spell. So what we do, petition, take the petition, fold it away from you, keep folding it away from you, counterclockwise until it is small. We place it in water, and she did her intention and put it in the freezer. Now again, like I say, I recommend freezer spells for a lot of my clients only because it's simple, it's easy and effective, and it don't take me trying to use my energy too to help push your shit. You know what I'm saying? You can learn how to harness your own power, because that's always my goal. My goal ain't never to make nobody codependent on me. I'm gonna be honest, because I'm working on getting over the fact that how I want to be an inspiration and don't want to be bothered. So yeah. But anyway, anyway, she does it, and y'all, within 3 days, people start chitter chattering. And they're saying, every time she comes around, I always get a headache. Her energy feels really heavy. I think she needs to grow up. She has a lot of growing up to do. This is coming from different people. And I told her, I said, I'm so proud of you that you paid attention to the patterns and recognizing her own signs and synchronicities, because, of course, she ain't going to tell nobody. We just sitting back and, watching and listening. But anyway, people are saying these things. People are saying, oh, the rose colored glasses, I'm looking at her different. The glasses then came off. And it's even, this person's own spouse this is from my reading. I was reading that this person's own spouse is questioning if she would even be a fit mother, because they're concerned about her being jealous of her own daughters, because that's her trajectory right now. Extremely jealous. Um, what I call fake crazy. You know how, look, I was just talking about this not too long ago, How people really not crazy, they just kind of spoil, but they want you to think it and it don't work, you know. But anyway, but the thing is, she's been thinking this behavior is cute. That's the thing, and it's not. But anyway, y'all, all within 3 days, did a reading on it. First thing that came out was a Four of Pentacles. Now, if you don't know, the Four of Pentacles is a telltale sign that something is being held back from you. All right. Confirmation, number one. All right. Then we had the Knight of Swords, Knight of Wands. What else? I forgot. Anyway, the overall gist of the reading is that sometimes it's the people that are closest to you that's holding your shit up. And that's why the freezer spell is important, because it doesn't harm. What it did, and the Ten of Wands was the outcome. What it did was it made everybody see exactly whose energy belonged to who. So now that her energy is contained in her own bubble, when she goes to spew negativity to people, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb. People are no longer taking it personal. People are coming back to my client and saying, yeah, she said this to me, but that's just a reflection of her. It's making everybody else grow up because now she's a mirror, but not a good one. She's showing she's making other people realize how much they've grown or outgrown her or outgrown certain dynamics of friendships, not just with her, but within other people and with other communities and groups, right? Things she's showing them things that they've already outgrown based off her behavior, based off her bad behavior. So all within the first couple of days, now she is the one that nobody wants to invite. Yeah, you can come Saturday and let's do this, but can you actually not bring her? I just don't know what it is. Now I really don't want any drama. 2 2 2 2 2 1 o'clock. 4 twos, my bad. Anyway, yes, all of this is happening within 3 days, and I just had to tell y'all how powerful a freezer spell really can be when it is fair and just. This girl has been forced to sit with her own energy because everything, it doesn't even come out of her aura. It straight sticks to her. And so now all of a sudden, she's always tired. Oh, I don't want to come anyway. Now that you got disinvited, you don't want to come anyway because you're tired, you're sleeping all day. What it did was her own energy is putting a sluggish spirit over her where everything seems hard. But it's because if you say somebody else stupid, you're gonna be the one end up being stupid. If you want to question other people's, oh, well, what do you do? People that are clearly more successful than you, like, okay, I could take it better if we just walked across the street and this, well, not across my street because everybody over here doing pretty good. I don't know, somewhere else. Um, like a random place. And you wanted to compare yourself to them. But like in this room, you trying to pull that, like it ain't even like, girl, I don't think nobody in here being broke in the past 20 years. Like, and if they are, I'm pretty sure they have allies or resources somewhere else. So it's just like, now, like you're insulting people. It's insulting because people have worked hard. And who do you think you are? And why does it matter to you how someone else eats? Or clearly, the event can tell you how or give you some type of inclination of what field they're in, right? Shouldn't you know better? Or you thought everybody was a guest like you because you didn't belong? Anyway, I am so happy that my client has taken bold steps and bold actions because doing this, it from what I read, if she wouldn't have been doing this girl would keep her stuff in the time loop. Because I already done told y'all that the people done had stopped inviting my client. They were starting to lock her out because of her unhinged friend. And I'm like, this girl is about to put you in a loop for the next 3 years and keep you stuck when you should have been evolving and progressing. She was actively blocking her continued growth, acting as an energetic block. And I had to share this story because I wanted y'all to know um, my own morals and values behind doing spell work. Like I said, I do believe in baneful magic, but baneful magic only for protection. Um, but yeah, I had to share that and how quickly things work when something is justified. And this is why we do readings and, get the backstory to really ask, is this something that we want to do? So, yeah. Um, That's it. That's all. Y'all make sure I want to tell y'all about my store. Make sure y'all are visiting the website www.thebalancedfem.com/store. And I have candles. I have sage sticks and some other little goodies. Some more things are going to be posted today or tomorrow. But yeah, keep yourself clean. Keep your head on the swivel. Stay clear. If you need me, you know how to hit me up. You can check the description box or the bio. Bye.